front. And I have fantastic news for people who like speedruns and terrible news for people who want to keep looking at this picture and listening to the music. We're up and running. I'm ready. Broken Hyperlink is ready. Hopefully y'all are ready, because we gotta go fast. Broken Hyperlink, my friend, take it away.
Thank you. My name's Broken Hyperlink, and this is a game I'm starting to believe is now haunting me for being the second time I'm having tech issues with it at a marathon.
Tech on it.
But yeah, this is SEGA All-Stars Racing on Java Mobile. So I'll just get started because we have plenty of time to talk during this. 250. I'll go and play as Tails, and time is going to start then in 3, 2, 1. There we go. Okay, so this game is obviously based off of the All Stars Racing games that were out on the Wii, Xbox 360, I believe, and maybe PlayStation 3. Yeah, we've been PlayStation 3. And right away, I'm getting All Stars mode, okay. I'm not going to complain about that, but your All Stars mode is basically like your invincibility, you know. You get your max speed, you're invincible, no one can touch you. It's very funny because this game is not balanced. I have gone All Stars mode in first place before. And yeah, it's... Why would you want balancing in a mobile game? But if you haven't noticed, our music has also gone. We don't need that in our games. Now, not 100% sure if that's an issue with the emulator I'm playing on, or that's just how the game is, but we roll with it. I was wondering why I wasn't jumping. I have my fingers on the wrong keys. Speedrunning. So, All Stars Racing is a really good franchise in terms of representation of a lot of SEGA franchises. Now, obviously, predominantly it's mostly Sonic, but as you see here, we've got Billy Hatcher, who hasn't gotten a game in a very long time.
Yeah, I see the monkey from Samba de Amigo. Shout out to Dead Rhythm Games.
Yeah. Come on, All Stars. There we go. So we got the funny All Stars mode in first again. We love to see it. So yeah, as I mentioned, this was on Java phones, which is stuff like your Sony Ericssons, stuff like that. It's not simple enough to be like on the Nokias and flip phones that would have been in the early 2000s, but it would have been before, Androids and iPhones, basically. Types of games you would have had to pay money from like a magazine or whatever, or from some sort of website to download. So it's really weird that like this game sort of exists. But not only that, there are... I think last time I checked in the folder we have, that was created by Two Spaces, who very knowledgeable about... Eggman, how could you? About all the... Wow, he's taken all my rings! He's very knowledgeable about all the Java stuff, is that there's, I think, over 80 different versions total. However, it can be grouped into 4 different groups. We have our 128 kilobit version, which is the crustiest version known to man. You play on very tiny screens. I am a joke of a lifetime. Come on. There we go. It's very tiny screens, not very powerful phones. You have only 4 characters, I believe, and 3 courses you play on, with 3 trophies. And goodbye. Goodbye, Shadow. Next then is your 300 kilobits, which, Looks better, more characters, more stages. Stop playing the steals. And then, it's basically the more the bytes increase, the better the game looks, the more characters and stages you get. So yeah, I'm playing the 600 kilobit version, which is, at the time I submitted, I think was the most stable. I do believe we can play 100. Sorry, not 100. I keep saying 100. 1 megabyte is the highest version. And there we go. It has a lot more 3D in the game. As you can see, there's a couple of 3D, like this weird bridge, whatever we want to call it. In Seaside Hill, there was Eggman's giant... it's supposed to be Eggman's giant head. I don't believe this version actually has it. And there's a couple other things flown about. No, I think they're just PNGs. They don't count. Just PNGs that move. But the key thing you want to do with this game basically is, like any racing game, you want to try and keep top speed. How do you keep top speed? You constantly try to boost. And to do that, we try and use as many of the dash pads as possible. We pray we get the booster, which is the Sonic Linen Shoe. And we also try and max out our ring count, because if we get 10, we get our max amount of boost. That just didn't want to come out okay. That's another thing as well with this. Again, could be emulation, could be the actual hardware. Remember what I said about balancing?
Where we're going, we don't need balancing.
We don't need balancing. I'm pretty sure I got All-Stars mode twice in a row while still in first. I love this game, it's so funny. What was I saying just beforehand? Can't actually remember. Confusing stuff? Yeah, that's about me right now. No, we'll just continue on. So, this... As you can see, first two courses of this are the same as the last two from the previous one. How this game works is it will take the 3 stages you did in the last trophy, drop the first stage and add a new one. So we are now on Curion's Mansion, which if you quickly saw at the title screen there, or loading screen I guess you would call it, it's actually misspelt. It's spelt with an A instead of an E, but yet on the banner that you didn't get to see, but you will once I finish this lap. It is spelled right because it's using the logo of the game, which you see that it does have the E, it's spelled with E. I didn't know it wasn't spelled correctly because I don't actually play the House of the Dead games. Someone came into my chat and mentioned it, and I'm just like, huh, that's kind of funny that Gameloft didn't notice that. But as you can tell, there's the mansion in the background. We've got zombies about the place. What? Can you tell this is Curion's Mansion? It is... I would say it's doing a good enough job. Oh. There's a thing as well, you can spam the item box to try and get it to hit, give you the items sooner. And I just did that and it gave me demons again. Funny games. Funny games. So here we go back to Casino Park. Music will only play for about 10 seconds. It doesn't loop properly. And it's very funny. It loops properly in the 128 kilobit version, but it sounds horrendous, but I think that makes it even funnier. That if you want to hear the song, a longer version of the song, and hear it loop properly, you need to play a worse version of the game. Also, another fun thing, those slot machines at the side, I believe I have that. That's a toy, and I believe I have it.
Yeah, I was gonna say, those look real familiar.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I have that slot machine toy. I keep meaning to go grab it. It is broken, and I have been meaning to try and fix it, but I'm pretty sure if it isn't the same, it's very similar.
Yeah, if I've learned anything being in Japanese game fandoms, it is that the Japanese will turn everything into some combination of slot machine and pachinko because they love that stuff.
Absolutely. Well, the funny thing is, this was also made by Gameloft, which is Gameloft American? I'm not 100% sure.
I'm not 100% sure either. You can Google it real quick.
I mean, oh, I forgot to boost. So you can boost at the beginning of the
Gameloft
stage.
is French.
It is French. Oh.
Not only are they French, founded by one of the co-founders of Ubisoft.
Oh my god.
And actually, that explains a lot about both companies.
Yeah.
Interpret that how you will, gang.
So yeah, back at Kyrian's Mansion. I haven't actually talked about the controls of this game. So the specific version I'm playing is the touchscreen version because it's just bigger and looks a lot nicer. I can touch the screen if I want, but I don't want to take my hands really off the controls. So I choose not to. So gotta go Ghost. But I can also jump over... Thank you, video game. You can jump over things if you want, so I jump over... Oh, well, at least try to jump over the sludge poles on the ground. You have your use item key. And then if you press up, you can use your rings. I would say, it's reasonable, controls. They make sense, generally speaking. So now we have, I believe it's pronounced, I don't know how it's pronounced, I always call it Detritus Desert. I don't know. What's a hard?
Close enough, I think.
Yeah. the monkey stage. Funny thing is, the banner for some reason for this is just Gameloft, and if those with a good hearing might actually have heard that for some reason the intro song was also Casino Park. Don't question it. Don't question this video game. This was made in 2010? Do you think standards were a thing back then? But yeah, so that would be... These are issues that are in this version because it is a more limited version. In the 1 megabyte version, you would have all the sounds correct. You'd have all the stages because we are missing some stages from here, believe it or not. I'm trying to think. What are the stages, if I can remember off the top of my head? We don't have Tokyo 2 from Jet Set Radio, unfortunately. So we can never understand the concept of love. I am so sorry, chat. They had to get rid of one and they chose that.
Unfortunate.
Yeah, very unfortunate. Oh, I also forgot to mention, if you press back on the keyboard, you can aim certain items backwards, which is also nice, but I think it's only the rocket that you can do it with. So if I get something like the bomb, I don't think I can aim it backwards. Just to secure that victory. There we go.
I'm just like in awe of what they managed to squeeze out of 600 kilobytes on a late aughts, early 2010s phone game. This is cutting edge stuff for the time.
Yeah, they did manage to get a fair bit in, and like I said, with the tricks of reusing some stages, changing the layout, they were able to get a lot in. Like I said, there's some stuff missing, like a couple stages. We are missing some characters as well. I believe Ryu. And we're missing Ryu, Amy, Knuckles, and someone else, and I feel really bad that I can't remember them. But yeah, you'd think each version would, add to one another. So, like, the 4 main characters in the first version would be also in the 4 main characters in 128 would also be in 300. No, I think Amy is in 128, but isn't in 300, which is, again, really weird that they decide to pick and choose who to keep and change and remove in the different versions. So here we go. Final Forges. And it definitely is a final stage because there's fire everywhere and a lot of mucky things. A lot of 3D with the cranes, which is very ambitious of them to do in a final stage. But hey, I mean, why not? You know, if you're gonna go out in style with the final level.
Yeah, like it's relatively simple, like poly 3D, but like
Mhm.
they were cooking.
It works. It does work. Get out of here, Sonic.
Like again,
Yeah.
cannot emphasize this enough. This is a phone game.
From 2010, I believe. So yeah, technology is amazing, and that's time.
Amazing.
So yeah, it's I do as much as I sort of joke about this game. do you like this game? Debatable at times. I do actually enjoy this game. It does get really fun once you do hit 250cc. It is a bit of a slog because you do have to unlock everything. So you start off at 50, it's really slow. Then you do 125, and then you get to the good one at 250. I remember a couple of people came in thinking I was playing the actual game and seen this, and they were like, "Wait a minute, this looks kind of decent."
Yeah, like
But
it's just like wild. Like because that era of phones, like this came out in 2010, and then a couple years later we got the Android port of Grand Theft Auto 3. Like it was just like a wild time for phone hardware.
yeah, it was rapidly advancing. But if you enjoyed this speedrun, you can go to speedrun.com and find the board Sonic and All Stars Racing. Either Java or J2ME. They basically mean the same thing. And you'll find the guide on how to download the emulators. There's a couple. We don't use K mod, I believe it is, anymore, just because it's outdated and isn't being developed anymore. We use NN mod because it's actually being updated. But it's still a bit iffy because Java emulation is still a very new thing, which you may or may not notice. Like I said, the audio may not be the emulator, and may not be the actual game itself. We're not 100% sure. And you can also, find the game. I'm not going to tell you how, but you can find it. You can, for legal reasons, ask Gameloft. But yeah, it's a very, very fun game, and I would encourage you to check it out. And also, if you ask Gameloft very nicely to check out the other versions as well, because I love how tiny 128 kilobit looks. But yeah, I think that's all for me for now. I'll do my shoutouts after the next one. Mina, so if you want to take over here.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's 1 out of 2 runs from Broken Hyperlink in our little Sonic block. So we're going to take a quick break to set up for that next one. So everyone else, get up, stretch, grab a drink, use the bathroom, take care of yourselves, do what you need to do. We'll see you back here in a couple of minutes. Welcome back to Power Up with Pride, everyone. We're still getting that next run set up. So, just to remind you all again, if you've come in the last couple minutes, not sure what's going on, hi, I'm Mina. I'm your host for a while. And we're here raising money for True Colors United. They're a group that implements innovative solutions to youth homelessness with a focus on the unique experiences of LGBTQ plus young people. And I don't know if you know this, but here in America, up to 4.2 million youth and young adults experience homelessness every year. Black, Latino, and LGBTQ plus youth are disproportionately affected by that. True Colors United is working to end youth homelessness by transforming systems, building the power of youth with lived experience of homelessness, and advocating for change from the grassroots level, local stage, all the way on up to the global stage. And so far, we have raised $1,386, and we're barely a full day into the official part of the marathon. And actually, have a $50 donation that came in from a certain someone, David TKI. Some of y'all may have heard of them. Message to one of our Archipelago Rando runners, Flannel Cat. And it says here, Cat, you're a cool friend, which is why I got you these ice traps. Now, that's one of our current bid wars that we have going on right now, is for that Archipelago Rando suffering. They're calling it suffering. I play Dwarf Fortress, so I call it fun. But we're going to decide who the air quote winner is. And the winner is going to have a little bit of extra fun on top. So, you got a couple different options for that. Link to the Past, you could shuffle the keys. You got the aforementioned straps for Castlevania. You've got me dropping my microphone on the floor. That's the secret fifth pole option. Time Spinner, Orbs All Nerfs. And then more traps in Tunic. And to make that deal even sweeter, for every $200 that goes into that poll, we're going to add another winner. And if that poll gets $600 total, everyone is a winner, and everyone is going to have fun. And if you're familiar with Dwarf Fortress, you know what I'm talking about. So, if they're your friends, and making them suffer in video games is how you show your love and affection, now's the time to get that in. If you have beef with them and making them suffer in video games is how you feel superior, strange, but sure, yeah, I mean, the money's going to a good cause. Throw your money in the ring. Let's see what happens. I want to see $600 because I want to see everyone have fun. And in addition to that, we also have another stretch goal going on right now, and you can put your donation towards this as well, for Kiniku Neko, Super Muscle Cat. Apparently there is an absolutely unhinged music video intro, and I've been told that we want to see it. I don't know anything about it, because I'm hoping to see it for the first time and give that live Mina reaction. So we'll see how that goes, but we need people to donate towards that as well. So, again, you can do the poll and put towards that stretch goal, so make sure you do that. And again, we are still getting our next run set up. So if you have to get up and grab a snack, refill your drink, it is about medicine o'clock for a lot of folks. If you need to do your medication, now's a great time for that. Take care of yourselves. We're not going anywhere. We're here all weekend.